What's up, guys? It's CJ MMA, and today I'm going to be talking about the different matchups and different fights that I think could be happening in welterweight. It's going to be kind of trying to predict what's going to happen, but then also kind of explaining what I think should happen or what I personally would do for the matchmaking. So, first with Belal Muhammad, the champion. We obviously know he's going to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think that could be, Shavkat was saying April or May, which seems possible, which I think that would either be... I think April, it's in Miami, and then May, I guess they're still kind of figuring it out. I think it would be more May, because, 4 months is pretty short, for Shavkat, and, we don't really know many updates on Belal. I guess he said he's supposed to be able to fight soon, but, I don't know. But we know it'll be Belal versus Shavkat in April or May, I'm assuming. So, then for other contenders like Leon Edwards, we know that Leon is going to headline probably the UFC London card, or Fight Night card in London, which is in March. I don't remember the exact date, but it's in March. And honestly, I think it should be against Joaquin Buckley. Buckley just came off of a great win against Colby. And, I know that people were talking about Usman and Buckley, but I don't even know, we just found out today that apparently Jack Della Maddalena is not going to fight on the UFC 312 card at all. And that, I guess, Usman's still going to be without a fight. And he's still saying that, he's not ready, he's not fully healthy yet, even though it's been over a year. And even for that fight with Hamzat, he didn't even have a full training camp. So it's not like he went through some brutal training camp that, he got nagging injuries from, that he's still healing. It's been over a year. So, honestly, I think if Usman doesn't fight somebody in the next few months, then, you got to drop him. Not out of the rankings, I guess, but, you got to find a way to get him into the octagon. If not, then just don't be the number 3 contender. But, so I'm going to say Leon and Joaquin Buckley could headline the UFC London card, which I think would be great. I actually think that Buckley has really improved over the last few years, and I think he could actually be the welterweight champ. I think his wrestling is a little questionable, for a guy, if he fought Belal. But, he has great power, and, but him versus Leon would be a great fight because Leon is really technical and he's not going to have to worry that much about the wrestling from Buckley. He could wrestle, but I don't think it's that high level to where Leon would have problems. So that'd be a great matchup. And then that's where I was saying before, we all thought that it would be JDM and Usman at UFC 312, which seemed perfect. But now they're saying that JDM probably won't fight on the card at all. Usman's not ready, which is, complete missed opportunity. So it's kind of hard to matchmake them when you don't even know if they're going to fight. So really, I would want that fight, Usman versus JDM. That seems like the perfect fight. It seems like people have been talking about that for the last couple months. And but if you're kind of taking Usman out of the conversation, then I guess you could have JDM versus Sean Brady. I think would be a good fight. Sean Brady, I feel like he's kind of underrated. He had a great fight against Gilbert Burns. Yeah, I think that'd be interesting. I think Sean Brady deserves to fight somebody within the top 5. But we'll see. Really, it should be JDM versus Usman. Whenever they can do that, that should be the fight. And then I was thinking maybe Ian Gary versus Sean Brady. I think Ian Gary deserves to fight somebody in the top 5 because I think he gained a lot of people's respect in that Shavkat fight. The fact that it was actually close and it was the first time Shavkat went to a decision and it was a 5-rounder. And he almost choked him out in the 5th round, which is insane. So, I think he deserves to fight somebody in the top 5. So, that could be a fight. You have Ian Gary versus Sean Brady. Or you could even have Ian Gary versus JDM. That might even not be a bad fight. And then you also have Carlos Prates. Or Prates. I have no idea how you say it. But for Carlos, you could have... I saw people saying that he could fight Colby, which, poor Colby would get slept. So, you could make that fight happen. I'm kind of trying to look for these other guys. I think Jeff Neal should fight somebody in the top 10. Because, he had a good fight against RDA. Even though he got hurt, he rocked him multiple times. And I think Jeff Neal was I think he has the skills to be a top contender, but just I don't know. Against Ian Gary, it was just his lack of activity. That literally was a split decision that he lost. And it was just because he didn't throw. Yeah, that kind of highlights all the contenders. As for timing with some of the other ones, I already said that Belal versus Shavkat could be in April or May. JDM versus Usman, it seemed perfect to have it at UFC 312, but I guess apparently if that's not happening, then maybe you could have it as a fight night, 5-rounder, which would be great. April or May also. Sean Brady versus Ian Gary. I think that could be on a pay-per-view. I mean, all these fights seem like they're going to be in the spring because all of them have like fought recently. Joaquin Buckley and Leon Edwards. I think that should be the main event for UFC London in March. Carlos versus Colby. I mean, that could be the main card of a pay-per-view. Yeah, that kind of sums up all the contenders. So, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. That was kind of a quicker one, but I just wanted to highlight a little bit of the different matchups I think that could happen, different fights, and kind of the timing of them. But I'm going to be making more videos from other divisions, like middleweight, light heavyweight, of, matchmaking and different title fights, that kind of stuff. So, stay tuned in. I'm going to be putting out more videos, and thanks for watching, guys.